Wait. Make sure everybody can hear us.
What?
What? Hello, everybody. Welcome to Dissect That Film. We do things here. We talk about movies, I guess.
Sometimes we just talk about Parker's hat. Damn, that's a fucking jug. What do you got? Like, it's like a double mason jar.
I probably
Look at that pussy ass standard.
shouldn't chew ice while we're streaming. It's
Fuck it.
Captain Morgan with one of these sparkling ice ginger lime.
Oh, there you go. There you
It's
go.
delicious. What'd you say?
I mean, like,
Static water.
It actually it's not seltzer water.
that's actually good. That's the stuff we bought for the kids.
I mean, it technically is sparkling water, but it's not like the shit you get out of the cans.
Yeah.
It's nothing. They
not
don't
like
taste.
sweet
They don't taste
water.
it. Welcome everybody to our end of the year live stream, where we just sit around for about an hour and a half, and shoot the shit and talk about the year and how amazing it has been, because it has been an amazing year. It's our first full year of the show, which is amazing. And yeah, I'm just so excited to talk about it. I don't know why am I getting. I don't know. Whatever. For some reason you guys aren't talking, but it's still picking up some sort of sound from your side.
Nope. Nothing at all.
Nope. I'm not even gonna worry about it unless for some reason I can't hear you.
No,
That's why hopefully
that.
people will come into the stream and tell us how it is.
Hopefully people will come.
Ronan, hello.
Look at the size of that fucking jar! That's what I'm talking about. I mean, the drink's cool, but it's like, fucking, I don't need that standard ass 12 ounce, 16 ounce mason jar.
The evolution of Parker's emotions.
What?
I'm looking at the shorts on the YouTube page. It's just your face.
Yeah, it is like a progression.
Some of them are so hilarious because it's just my face like this. Like all scrunched up.
Absolutely.
That's great.
Kissy face!
What the fuck is happening? So thank you for joining us on our first this is our first live stream on YouTube. I've done a live stream on YouTube before, but it was when I was editing, and it was a long time ago, because I haven't edited on stream in a very long time. But we figured we were doing our live stream, our end of month live streams on Twitch. What happened?
I've seen something float across the screen. Hello, by the way, Ronan. I didn't say anything.
Ronan, hello, welcome in, guys. Like I said, it's gonna be a little weird because I used to do this all the time. I used to stream and talk to people and do this stuff. Dan and Angela do it a lot more than I do now, but it's like I forget how to do it. I like now doing it where I don't have to, where I'm not responding to people in real time, you know. And then Ronan is coming back with his other name. Love it.
Double Ronan? I like the Ironworks. That sounds badass. The Ronan Ironworks.
This man does a lot of crazy stuff with all that Ironworks. Yeah, we're here to talk about the amazing year that was 2022 for the show. We know that 2022 wasn't the greatest year for the world, but for our little silly show, it has grown exponentially. Is that a word? That's a word, right?
Exponentially, yeah, absolutely.
Exponentially, yeah. English is hard for me if you've ever listened to any of our episodes. But yeah, we've in 2021, we started in May of 2021, and from May to December of 2021, we had 800 downloads in total of the show. 800.
Fuck yeah.
In 2022, we've hit that number 3 times in a single month.
Nice.
It's over 8,000 downloads in 2022, which is just like blew our mind. We are over 100 downloads away from 9,000 on the show, which is just insane to think about.
Get us there before the new year.
Yeah, 102 downloads in one day. Can we do it? We got 80 today. Can we get 102 tomorrow,
Yes.
or today, tomorrow, whatever time it is for whoever's watching?
Yes.
It's possible, guys. Just tell your friends. Tell your friends. Tell their friends. They'll tell their friends. I like how everybody's wearing a Dissect That Film thing except for me. I'm repping another podcast. This is two shows in a row. If you watched, if you saw our, if you have just listened or watched our newest episode of the podcast, I was wearing another podcast shirt. I was wearing a So Wizard podcast shirt, which is a podcast that I listen to quite a bit. And then today I'm wearing my Hack the Movie shirt. We got at least 2 out of the 3 of us are representing our show.
I mean, we're the only.
It's either this or I'm wearing Adams, and fuck that guy.
Well, I already took that. I already took that.
This. Yeah. So what you said earlier, just get some friends, people you like. Listen, like this is shit podcast I listen to, but just click on like a couple other episodes. Sometime tomorrow. Just help these guys.
We can do this,
desperate.
guys.
They need it.
We can do this, guys. We can do this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fiore, anyone smoke weed? Sometimes I wish I could, but no, I don't.
Yeah.
No, I don't partake.
I kind of wish I could partake in that side of things, but unfortunately my job won't allow that. So
I'm 100% down with putting things in my mouth, though.
Wow.
Whether they're supposed to go there or not.
We all know, Dan. We all
Just
know.
stick a battery up your nose.
But we're gonna be talking about everything from the amazing guests we've had on the last year to our top 10 most downloaded episodes of the year. It's gonna be an exciting, hour of us. Just as I said, there is no order to these live streams. We just talk. I don't write anything down. Nothing. There's no order here. It's absolute chaos because we are chaos here at Dissect That Film. And why would we change our format just for a live stream? So any plans to talk about Dragonheart next year? Listen, we might just do something once we get the Patreon started. I'm hoping we can get the Patreon started within the next month or 2, and I am saying that with certainty because I have some ideas in my head about things that we could start to do, kind of to slowly grow it. Of course, Dan and Angela will be involved with that as well. And no, okay, it's just me, guys. It's just me. It's just me.
Don't let him speak for us.
But with the Patreon, we would also like to start a Discord as part of the Patreon. So not a Discord for everyone to join, but anyone who is, subscribed or whatever, a patron to the Patreon will be part of that Discord. And we could do viewer recommendations, stuff like that. We would love to have you guys, choose some movies for us to cover. Ones, sure, whatever, any of them. I'll say that with like an asterisk, just in case.
Yes, somebody might recommend Tromeo and Juliet, and we're like,
dude, James Gunn wrote that movie. You know that?
That's a shame.
What's wrong with James Gunn?
No, I don't really have anything against the guy. I just meant that movie specifically. Oh, I'm just like thinking like in my brain of how many times I've seen Dragonheart.
I don't think I've ever seen Dragonheart, to be honest.
I've actually seen it multiple times. It's got Sean Connery in it.
It does, doesn't it?
He's a dragon.
Oh, is he the voice of the dragon?
He's the last. Yeah, he's the last of his kind.
He was in Highlander. He was in Dragonheart, I guess.
Dennis Quaid, yes.
What's our thoughts on do you guys have thoughts on the whole James Gunn situation? Like what, like the whole James Gunn taking over DC and shutting everything, pretty much like wanting to build it from the ground up. People are so angry about it. Like you have people on one side that are just really upset because they want the Snyderverse to still be a thing, and then you have people on this side who just want the rebuild. And to be honest, I'm just going to say it right now. I'm on board for the rebuild. I think it was shitty what they did to Henry Cavill, telling him, "Hey, come back and be Superman." And then, but I don't think he was. That was also before James Gunn took the job at DC.
Yeah.
When DC, like, to be honest, if I was Henry Cavill, I would have been like, I think I'm good. Like, I understand that's like a huge, like one of his favorite roles or whatever, but I would have just been like, I'm good. I see how DC is kind of crumbling. I don't know if I want to go back, because I think from rumors that I've seen or read or whatever is that he left. The reason he's not on The Witcher anymore was because of him going back to DC to be Superman. So he kind of lost out on 2 jobs.
But he got another one.
He did. He's going to be part of Warhammer 40K, right?
Which is fucking awesome.
Oh, he's going to be a producer and the lead actor, which is
just fucking
great.
awesome.
I mean, this guy lives and breathes Warhammer 40K, so I feel that franchise is in good hands with him being involved.
Yes. In my opinion, do you have an opinion on the James Gunn thing?
I mean, I think it's a good thing.
I think I'm right there with you. Like, I mean, it sucks because everything they had is kind of like essentially at this point just gone. But I mean, it was such the DCEU was so hit and miss with everything. Yeah. There was no consistency. It felt like I think there was no one person it felt like really reining it in. You know, like Marvel movies, kind of there's a cohesiveness to them for the most part. This just DC movies just didn't have it to me.
Yeah,
they were just all over the place, quality wise and consistency wise.
I think what they could have done is just let. I think they should have just let Cavill be Superman. Just he could be a different Superman. He doesn't have to be the Superman that we've seen in these other movies because they've done that with certain characters before in superhero movies. So I don't know. I just Snyder. Listen, I am not a Snyder hater. I think his one of my favorite movies of all time is a Zack Snyder movie with 2009's Watchmen. I think it's one of his the best movie, one of the greatest movies he's ever made, along with I mean, I know you don't like it, Dan, but I love the 2004 Dawn of the Dead. I mean, 300 is fine, but it's not that good, to be honest with you. But I love Watchmen from 2009. I think it's so good. And that's a Zack Snyder movie. And so I've been a fan of his, and I think Man of Steel, I'm a fan of Man of Steel. But Batman v Superman, I think was a mess, and then Justice League, I think just that was a whole thing between the Whedon version and his version and everything in between. It was just golly, yo, there he is. Sonic Doom's here.
Sonic Boom. I knew
that was him.
Oh yeah, you love it. You love that
Welcome
shit.
in, Dustin. Welcome in.
Stop moving your feet.
What? I'm sorry.
That's our good friend Dustin from the Flicks and Friends podcast.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah, dude. I need to. And this is in all seriousness. I do need to rewatch the Zack Snyder Dawn of the Dead because I'm a hardcore fan of the original one, and I always will. I've got my reasons for loving it, and that was just a big change for me personally. And I need to give it another shot, but I never really cared for the movie. And I have seen it, yes. I wasn't just making random judgment.
Snyder has his own style, and I think that's the problem with a lot of directors nowadays is they have a style and they don't go away from it. And I think some directors who have had the struggles I think Snyder has in the later years of his career, like Army of the Dead, such a bloated mess, but it feels like a Zack Snyder movie, just the visuals and the things that are going on, but it was so boring. And how do you make a zombie movie boring? Watch Army of the Dead. That's how you make a zombie movie boring.
Okay, I never seen that actually.
Sucker Punch, as Fiore was saying, he enjoys it. To be honest, that was a weird one where I'm split down the middle. It's a very interesting concept because it was an original concept from Snyder himself, but I think a lot of people just didn't understand what the hell was going on in it, and I think that's why it didn't get the love that I think it deserved because of the style. But he's starting to lose the touch, and so I think he needs to kind of change his style around to give us something fresh. I think Michael Bay is another one I think who has that style of guess what, guys, we're gonna get reflections, we're gonna get sun in your face, we're gonna get 360 zooms, we're gonna get explosions everywhere. And I mean, to be honest, people are eating it up. A lot of people liked the newest Bay movie that just came out, Ambulance. But then you look at the fourth and fifth Transformers movie, and you're like, what is this? What is this garbage?
I want to see Beast Wars.
Yes.
Yeah.
Beastie Boys.
He's not the director of that, which is.
No, I know. Thank God.
Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead is where it's at. It's a huge step for zombies in general. Yeah, to be honest, the new Transformers looks. I mean, it looks like Transformers to me. I'm not oh my God, this looks so great. To be honest, I'm very hesitant with Transformers because, to be honest, that franchise as much as I love the first one is great. The first one is the best one in the franchise. Well, I'm going to say Bumblebee is really good too. That's probably number 2 for me. But then it just turned into a big giant garbage pile.
It turned into usual fucking Michael Bay bullshit.
If they can keep it in the same tone as Bumblebee,
I need to see that movie.
Then I think Beast Wars is going to be fine. But if it goes more towards the, with it being the Beast Wars and it's being the animal bots or whatever the hell they're called, the beast bots.
Animal bots?
The animal bots! Yeah, that's why I don't know much about fucking Transformers. But,
it's the, oh my god. What is it? I know the Predacons. No, that's not the Predacons. Because that's actually a group of... Fuck. Is it the Predacons? Because there's Predaking. Remember James's name on Xbox? Which was one of the Transformers? Fuck, I don't know. I quit. I'm out.
Yeah, Michael Bay does love his explosions. 100%.
Yeah, I do like Twisted Tea. Peach is my favorite. That's the one I go with.
Just wait till they comment on it.
You over here, she's like, I need the highest alcohol rating I can get. She starts dumping more hard liquor into it. Time to forget tonight.
I mean, I can go drink both of them. Stop moving your feet.
I'm kicky feet. I can't help it. I can't help it.
All right. Well, there it is. There's your long-winded answer on what we thought of James Gunn's move into the DC. I'm on board for the revamp. I need to see something new. I think it was unfortunate that we didn't get to see Catwoman. We get to see Catwoman years ago, and it was god awful. We didn't get to see Batwoman. We didn't get to see or Batgirl. Sorry. You know why I wanted to see Batgirl is because of Brendan Fraser. I wanted to see it because Brendan Fraser was in it. He was playing Firefly.
Michael Keaton in it?
Yes, and Michael Keaton was coming in to play Batman in that. And whatever the reasons may be for the, we know the reasons for the fact of it's like, oh, well, the sense was like it didn't test well with audiences, and it was just it was one of those movies that we knew we were going to lose money on. To be honest, DC, you're losing money, period, on most of the stuff you're doing lately.
Yeah,
so,
shit.
Yeah, I don't know.
Suicide Squad, anyone?
The Predacons are going to be in the movie next year, and Terracons, too.
I know the Predacons, yeah, and the Terracons. Where's my Insecticons?
We did not.
Damn it. Where's Astro Train? Who doesn't want that?
I don't know what it is.
Astro Train? It's a Transformer. Just saying.
I've been logged out. Oh,
you act like I know.
I thought you knew. I thought you were there.
So.
The shit I have to do.
I ain't doing it.
What?
What?
You're doing everything.
So make sure, guys, we are 102 downloads away from 9,000 downloads. So if you tell your friends, have your friends tell their friends, have their friends tell their friends, and so on and so forth, we can get 102 downloads tomorrow on December 31st to end the year with 9,000 downloads, which it's possible, guys. It's happened before. It's happened, and I believe in everyone here.
Oh. I like that.
Turns into a train and a space shuttle.
I want a space shuttle train.
So,
who doesn't want Astro Train?
In the first year of our show, we had some guests on. Of course, Dan and Angela were our first official guests of the show. They were guests. They weren't co-hosts as they are now with being the co-hosts of the show. So, but we had them. We had Piggy, our good friend Piggy. A lot of our guests in our first year were friends that I had met before we even decided to start the show. I met Dan and Angela through streaming on Twitch and a friend group. I met Angela first, which then I met Dan, of course. And then my brother, he was just there. He was like that tick from Wendell and Wild where it dies and then it gets hit with a cream. It's like, oh no!
I'm better now.
Here's an interesting opinion I talked about on someone's Twitch stream. 2000s movies are better than today's movies. Your thoughts? I would rather watch a 90s or a early 2000s movie over any movie that's out now. 100%. Here's the thing, and I was having this conversation today with my brother. Sorry, I just went on a side tangent, but that's how this works. That's how my brain works. My brother came over and we had a little chat, and I was telling him movies that I had been watching lately, movies that we haven't, movies I just been watching because I've had the week off from work. And one of them was Strange World, which is the newest Disney movie that came out the last couple months. I watched it. I didn't think it was very good. I didn't like it. I didn't think it really hit the marks of a typical Disney movie. The thing about Disney for me is this movie needs to be rewatchable for me to think it's good. If I watch a Disney movie and I go, I don't think I'll ever watch that again, it wasn't a good Disney movie. But
that's fair. Yep.
But I could throw on any 90s Disney movie anytime, over and over again, and still be entertained. And to be honest, even some of like the late, like mid 2000s or 2010s, like Moana. My wife threw on Moana today, dude. I was invested, and I've seen that movie way too many times because it was so good.
It is a good movie.
It's so good. But to your point, like I grew up watching those 90s and early 2000s, movies, period. Jurassic Park being one of my favorite movies of all time. That movie came out 2 years after I was born, but I've watched that movie so many times, I can't even tell you. Like, it's just insane. They're just made differently because even the bad ones were still super entertaining, where I think a lot of times you watch a movie now and it's like, oh, that movie was terrible. And it was just terrible. I couldn't go back to where like movies back then, even if they were like, they weren't good, but you're like, it still isn't. I watched Inspector Gadget from 1999. No, maybe 2000.
Matthew Broderick.
I would rather watch that than most movies that are made now.
I got a question. How the fuck was that his follow-up to Godzilla? How the fuck was that his follow-up?
I mean, to be honest, was he really that good in Godzilla?
Absolutely not.
Exactly. Oh, Lord. But yeah, I don't know if that answered your question, but I would I don't know about you guys, but that's how I feel.
You know how I feel? Talk about, I like older movies. You ever seen The Giant Claw? That movie fucking sucks, but it's awesome to watch.
What's y'all's?
Awesome.
I've haven't seen it. That might be we might do some Patreon content where we watch movies like that, and you guys can
be down with watching shit
movies. Let's watch. We'll make a commentary track for Giant Claw.
Oh my god, it's so fucking good.
What is everybody's favorite Disney movie? Angela.
Bambi.
Oh.
What? Bambi.
What about the second one, Bambi's Revenge? Bambi 2, First Blood?
I wore out 2 VHSs when I was a kid. I can still quote it to this day.
You do. Is it my turn?
Yeah.
I don't want to rain on. Okay. I have 2.
No, 1.
No, it doesn't matter. They're both on the same tier for me. I can't. They always go together. For my older one is the original Jungle Book. Fucking love that movie. Yes. Now I'm gonna watch it because you brought it, and then Hercules.
Hercules. I love Hercules so much.
Fucking love those 2 movies. They're so damn good.
I am going to be generic. I think a lot of people might have this as like a favorite Disney movie. My first movie I ever saw in theaters, or at least what I remember seeing in theaters, my mom said it was the first movie I ever saw in theaters, was The Lion King. And to be honest, The Lion King still hits. It's a great movie. And goddamn, is that live action one hot garbage? Just stop it. It's a movie about animals. It is strictly animals. It does not need. I won't go into how much I hate the live action Lion King, but The Lion King from was it 94? Yeah, that's my favorite.
That's so good. I remember seeing that in theaters.
It's so good. It's great. I mean, any of those Disney movies, like Hercules, is amazing, even though it's one of those like Disney movies that kind of, when you put it on, like it's not really on the echelon, like The Little Mermaid. It was toward the end
of like the peak of like the early 90s, mid 90s Disney. Yeah.
But another one that is definitely close to being as good for me is a movie I've talked about quite a bit on the show, and I really want to talk about it because it's not a Disney movie that's not talked about enough. And the only reason that I talk about it, we talked about it a couple weeks ago, was because we were talking about Vincent Price, and that is The Great Mouse Detective from 1986, I think it was. I love that movie. It's Sherlock Holmes. It's a Sherlock Holmes movie, pretty much. And Vincent Price is the villain of the movie, and like, yeah, he lives below Sherlock Holmes. Like, to me, it's a great movie. I really need a 4K Blu-ray of The Great Mouse Detective, and Vincent Price is one of the greatest Disney villains of all time, and I don't care what people say to me. So good.
Can we advocate for another older animated movie that needs a Blu-ray release while we're at it?
What's up?
The original, because I actually listened to music on Christmas. The Rankin Bass Hobbit from '77.
There you go.
I love
he already said the Lord of the Rings trilogy, extended trilogy. He enjoyed that this year. I still have not seen all of the Lord of the Rings movies. So
I've seen all the standard cuts, all the extended cuts. I watched Return of the King in theaters, and I remember sitting down an hour into the movie, like, I gotta get up and go to the bathroom. I never got up. I literally sat in the seat and never got up that whole fucking movie. It's a good movie.
I was expecting a whole different scenario. I was like, I got up to go to the bathroom and I never came back, and I was like, oh no. I'm not like a hardcore fan, but I love the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I love, like I said, the old Rankin Bass Hobbit. I love that weird ass cartoon drawn over live action people early 80s Lord of the Rings movie, and then Rankin Bass did the Return of the King in the mid 80s or something like that. And I like those. I like that old swords and sorcery stuff. But yeah, the extended cuts are good. Actually, I've seen all the standards and extended. Just because my dad used to go to the casino a lot, we just hang out at my grandma's aunt's house, and like just watch those fucking movies. Dustin said Mulan and Hercules. Mulan, the original Mulan, really good. Like I said, I'm a sucker for Disney animated movies, even like the newer ones, but like Strange World just didn't hit me. Like a lot of the recent one, like Encanto last year. Was it last year Encanto came out?
Encanto was
that
good.
Movie is phenomenal. The music is so good. I mean, I have kids, which also helps with me seeing all these movies. But even if I didn't have kids, I would still watch these movies because I love Disney. Okay, I'll bow down to the mouse. I don't give a shit. I love Disney. Yeah. I don't care. I'm Yao, King of the Rock. Disney has already started its downfall. Disney ain't going anywhere. You know what I'm talking about? It's the scene where
say that.
I'm Yao, King of the Rock.
Oh.
From Mulan. It's when they're in the hot spring and like Mulan's trying to cover up the the whole.
Well, we were just in Encanto, and
but I was doing this. He gets
say that in Encanto.
Cinema Trip Reviews, our good friend Wyatt said Aladdin and Lion King were ones I watched the most as a kid. I 100% Aladdin. Robin Williams.
Dude. Yes.
Deep cut. Did you like Aladdin? Oh God, Prince of Thieves.
Yes.
There was a direct-to-video one. It was with his dad.
It was the third one.
Yeah, and then Robin Williams was back.
So Robin Williams did 1 and 3, and the voice of Homer Simpson did him in the second one.
Dan Castellaneta.
Yeah, he was the voice of the genie in Return of Jafar, which is the worst sequel from Aladdin.
Yeah.
But no, was it King of Thieves? Was it King of Thieves? King of Thieves.
Yeah. It's a good one. I hadn't seen it in a long time, but it was a good one.
I do. I have it on VHS right there, and it's.
I didn't watch the animated series very much, but I always remember the one villain that always made machines. What is his name? Like Mechanicles or something like that?
Yeah, he's got like that gold claw. Oh,
something like that.
Bad to have
Batman.
No. Batman. Poor Batman.
Oh.
He's dead.
I just got a stack of Disney VHSs from my grandparents, but yeah, one of them is Aladdin and the King of Thieves, and it says starring Robin Williams, just so that you know he came back.
Yeah,
dude, I remember very vividly talking to our mom into getting us Return of Jafar, and I watched it a few times. But I remember really liking the King of Thieves with like the Hand of Midas thing, where it turned everything to gold. I thought it was cool as shit.
So yeah, the third one, King of Thieves, this one here, it had the villain who had like the Wolverine claws. He's down there, and then his dad is like in the shadows or something. I don't remember. But yeah, this one had to do with his dad.
Yep.
Because his dad was the villain.
Yes.
His dad was the main villain, and the guy with the claws was like his henchman.
Yeah, he was trying to get the hand of Midas to turn things to gold so he could pay for his
Yes.
child support.
Yes, 100%. That's exactly
That
what
was
happened.
one of the few, like, direct-to-film
It's fantastic.
things that Disney did.
That's when they
It was
started.
actually good.
Yeah, but that's when they really started doing the direct-to-film sequels. Was
Wonder-
like around that time.
I wonder if the
But-
guy who did the voice of Aladdin came back. I don't remember. I haven't seen this movie in so long. I don't remember like his voice, but it's the kid who played oh, what was his name in Full House? He was a boyfriend of one of the main girls. Oh, he was DJ's boyfriend.
I see his face.
Somebody help us. Disney's Dinosaur was my childhood. I think. Do I have that?
Disney's Dinosaur is good. Who remembers? While you're thinking of the name, We're Back, A Dinosaur Story. Who the fuck watched that movie?
Yes, We're Back is awesome.
Yeah, because
I
it's got
loved it.
John
It's
Goodman.
so underrated.
It's a wild fucking movie, dude.
DJ's boyfriend. Yeah, what's DJ's boyfriend's name in Full House? Damn it. He was only the voice of Aladdin. He wasn't the singing voice. He wasn't the singing part of Aladdin.
Yeah.
I know his name!
Robin Williams sang all of his own parts.
Because Robin
He's
was a
a
fucking badass, dude.
Dinosaur was
His name
great,
is
though. I
Steve.
loved Dinosaur. Steve.
Steve, but it's...
Steve Dave.
What's his name?
No,
What's
that's his
his
name. His name
name?
is Steve. That's the boyfriend's name.
Steve Hale?
Yeah, Scott Winger is the actor's
Yep.
name.
But you guys seen Dinosaur, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
With the little
Dinosaur's so
lemur
good.
parasites.
They have a ride at Disney World that we tried to go on when we went this past year, and it was closed. And I was sad.
Mad.
Aw.
And they're actually
That's-
getting rid of it completely because they're changing. They have a dinosaur land at I think it's Animal Kingdom, and they're getting rid of it. They're putting something else. I can't remember what it was.
That's bullshit. Dinosaurs are dope.
Oh,
Fuck
it
whatever.
might be the Moana stuff. Oh no, that's at Epcot. They're putting Tahiti, I think it is the green, the thing that
Oh,
she's the whole point of fucking Moana.
Tahiti? I don't remember.
Tafiti, yeah, they're putting a big
Oh.
Tafiti in Epcot.
That is cool. But I will say the thing I liked about Dinosaur, I actually watched that in theaters. The thing I liked about Dinosaur, I'll get it, is I like the fact that they made the main villain was a Carnotaurus and not like the usual T-Rex that everybody fucking uses.
Yes.
So it was mad props.
Please give the fucking T-Rex a break. I don't think they're getting rid of that ride. Zootopia is going in the land. Zootopia. They're not getting rid of the dinosaur ride? It's at Animal Kingdom, right? Oh my god. Disney was so much fun, but it was so hot. So hot. Animal Kingdom was probably the hottest park. But let's switch directions here and let's talk about some of the amazing people that we've had on the show the past year. Like we were our original conversation earlier. Dan and Angela were our first ever guests on the show on our very first episode when first lot of episodes. And then they stepped in, and when I asked them if they wanted to be co-hosts, they said, I guess so. Please stop threatening us. And I said, I'm sorry.
He won't let us leave.
We're chained to the desk.
But yeah, we had some great guests on the show in the first year. A lot of them were just like friends that I had made over the couple years I had been streaming, and then this past year was when we got to bring on guests from other podcasts, from people that I've met over from Twitter, and some of them are in this chat right now. You got Dustin from the Flicks and Friends podcast who came on to talk about Behind the Mask, which was a blast. I mean, every single guest we've had on this show has been amazing. Just to come on the show and deal with our shenanigans. And yeah, I'm going to use the word shenanigans because that's what our show is all about. There's no order here. It's just chaos, but it's a lot of fun. And you can, I mean, hopefully anybody who's been a guest on our show can can say the same thing, that it was fun. Hopefully. We got Wyatt from Cinema Trip Reviews who's in the chat right now, who's been a guest on our show.
That was House of the Devil, right?
No, that was Dustin from the Baron's Hideout podcast. We talked about
Baron's
Fear and
Hideout.
Loathing with
That's what it was.
Wyatt.
Thank you.
Yes.
He was all dressed up in the duds, man.
Yeah.
He had that
It's-
shit. He was
it's-
cosplaying.
You know, we had our amazing friend Dark Razard come on a couple times to talk about American Pie and to talk about Super Mario Brothers. We had Justin from Epic Film Guys come on to talk about Batman Returns. He was actually our first guest from another podcast that we've had on the show way back in, I think it was like before the summer. It was like probably June or something, or May. And we had Movie Dumpster on, the guys from Joe and Sean from Movie Dumpster, to talk about Anaconda. One of my favorite creature feature movies of all time.
So
and those guys, I mean, everybody we've had on the show has been amazing. We had Darren Lundberg from Nostalgia Cast come on and talk to us for 3 hours about one of the worst movies of 2022, Jurassic World Dominion. We promised him the next time that he's a guest, we'll be talking about a movie he actually enjoys. Even if we don't enjoy it, hopefully it'll be one he enjoys.
I was gonna say, let him pick.
I'll try not to spur on too much conversation. Sorry.
That was your fault.
Yeah, it was 100%.
We had Boomer and Gabby from Podcast in the Woods to come on and talk about the sweatiest movie of all time, Predator from 1987.
Like all this sweat.
Was such a, oh my god, it's so much fun.
Humidity, dick slapping thighs, like it was nuts. Fencing.
Oh, God. Oh Lord, it's been a wild ride, guys. We had you know, this is not part of our main podcast, but we did have an amazing guest, Robbie Walsh. She's a director, actor, writer, just amazing filmmaker who made a brilliant movie back in 2021 called The Letters, which everybody needs to check out. It's a movie that will literally destroy you, but it needs to be seen, and it needs to be, the words, the message of it needs to be shared everywhere. And also at the end, I think it's January 26th in New York City, it's going to be shown. There's going to be a screening of the movie. Something happened.
No, I said I think so.
Okay, I think it's January 26th. I'm gonna share it once. I think I've shared it before, but I'll make sure to share it again.
Yes, it's January 26th.
We had our amazing friend Andrew Schoening come on the show. He did a bunch of TV stuff with me this year, a lot of Star Wars stuff, a lot of space stuff. We talked about the Halo TV series. We talked about Andor. We talked about Obi-Wan Kenobi, and he came on to do his first movie review with us with Rogue One, a Star Wars story. That was the week that Dan had abandoned us. So,
on that note, on abandoning you guys, if for those of you that checked out the Robbie Walsh interview video and were wondering why I wasn't there, it's because I do not do well with depressing movies. And I just felt I would add nothing to that conversation.
This one was only depressing for the subject matter.
Yeah.
But it was legit subject matter. It wasn't just a story that was made up. It was.
No, I understand, and
it's definitely something that needs to be seen.
That's fair, but that's just not my kind of movie. Like if it's a movie that's like a depressing subject matter or anything like that, I don't care to see it. It does not interest me. But in case anybody was curious why I wasn't there,
I'm just going through to make sure that I didn't miss anybody that we've had on the show.
So, did you talk about the girls?
Oh yeah, from
Quad
Pro Quo.
Quad Pro Quo. Yes, we had the two lovely ladies from Quad Pro Quo to come over, and they talked. What? Why am I blanking right now? What did we talk about?
Movie it was either.
I'm blanking.
Ready or Not.
Yeah, Ready or Not.
What? One of like my favorite movies I watched this year, to be honest. It's so great. I apologize. I just had the biggest brain fart of my life. Oh, they're amazing. Everyone, like I said, everyone we've had on the show has been amazing. Oh, Lord, what movies are we looking forward to in this year? Well, guys, we're going to talk about what movies we're going to be talking about starting off the year. And next week, we are jumping into another franchise. And that franchise, do the poll that we put on Twitter. Starting off with this beauty from 1979, we are going to be jumping into the Alien franchise. And I'm super excited. We might actually have a little bit of a guest on this episode, or multiple episodes throughout the Alien franchise along with us three. So I'm very excited to talk about that. We're starting off with Alien next week. The week after, we're going to be talking about the 2009 Friday the 13th remake, because it's going to be Friday. That episode will be coming out on Friday the 13th. So we have to talk about a Friday the 13th movie on Friday the 13th.
I got a question here. I'm confused. First off, thank you for voting for my pick for Alien, the Alien franchise. Secondly, do I come off as a sensitive man? I mean, like, my dick is sensitive sometimes, but like, I don't understand what. Nah, you're good. You're good, brother. I'm just joking.
Hey guys, just FYI, I bought the how many fucking movies are in this franchise? 6 movie collection for the Alien franchise, only $22 on Amazon. From Alien
really?
all the way to Alien Covenant.
I've got all of them on Blu-ray, except for maybe Covenant. Is the only one I don't
I
have?
wouldn't buy that. Just buy Covenant.
Yeah.
I already have Alien and Prometheus. I think the only 2 of that franchise I have. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it, I'll own them twice. But for $22 on Amazon, I got 6, all 6 of them. And then I know that like Alien 3 and Alien Resurrection, they have like multiple versions. I think this actually has multiple versions. This has the theatrical 79 version and the 2003 director's cut. So we might actually have to work out and see who's going to watch which, so we can do some comparisons.
Yeah, that's fine. I think I got it for my birthday or Christmas or Father's Day or something at some point. These guys got me the Alien quadrilogy a long time ago.
Oh, okay. I think a lot of people own that.
Father's Day. And then we picked up Prometheus a bit after. We may have Covenant. I just don't realize it. I have no idea. I don't remember. It's up there somewhere.
It's
if I do.
There.
Yeah,
we know. But yeah, that's I'm just super excited about all that, and yeah, we have plans to bring some more guests on. We're definitely looking to have everyone who guests on the show come back to talk about more movies that they love. Even if anybody is interested in, like, any of our prior guests are interested in coming on and talking about any of the movies we already have planned to talk about. Like I said, we're going to be doing the Alien franchise. Most of them probably throughout the month of January and February. Like I said, we're going to be mixing in some other movies as we just said, we're doing the 2009 Friday the 13th. That was my first Friday movie. I remember 9 years old. Well, we know how old Fiore is, a youngin'. But hey, you're wearing your Hack the Movie shirt. Invite Tony for sure. So here's the thing. I didn't want to like say anything. Like I have reached out to Tony, and it's on me now. I'm just trying to find some dates to throw at him to see what'll work for him. I have reached out to him, and that's really all I can say right now, because I don't have anything. Nothing is solid yet, but it's in the works, and hopefully he doesn't change his mind.
It's been jinxed. It's been jinxed.
No, but like I said, we're hopefully gonna be getting back a lot of the guests we had. Hopefully all the guests that we had on this year to come back for 2023 and talk about some more fun movies. And hopefully we'll be able to
Ooh. Wink.
And then hopefully we'll be able
Dustin.
to. Yeah, Dustin.
Oddly sexual, but okay. Just kidding. Let's talk about. Hey, listen. I'm gonna throw this out there. This is just for shits and giggles. We don't have to do it. I'm just throwing it out there for giggles for Dustin. Toxic Avenger.
There we go. If we're gonna talk about any trauma movie, we got to talk about Toxic Avenger.
I've always wanted to see it.
I've never seen it either, because it just, I don't know, maybe it was just trauma films. Just wasn't my gig. Just didn't.
It's kind of outside my radar as far as movies go, but I was like,
yeah, it was good.
Anyway, go ahead. Sorry, I cut you off.
All right. Also, guys, if you primarily New Jersey's first superhero.
Clearly, he might be interested. So
I think so. I think Toxic Avenger is going to be happening in 2023. We can't tell you when, but also, everybody, we are, as you can tell, we're on YouTube. So, and we are 12 subscribers away from 400 subscribers on YouTube. So, again, if you aren't subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It's free. and make sure to tell all your friends to go subscribe to us, because we have all of our podcasts in video form. It's not like if you go to some other podcast channels where they just put up their audio versions on YouTube. No, you get to see our faces and you get to see all of our emotions and us flailing our arms around. I mean, I know a lot of people would like to listen, which is how I primarily consume my podcast. But hey, even if you listen to us, make sure to rate and write us a review if you can on whatever service you're listening to us on. And then just go over to the YouTube and just hit a like. You don't have to listen to it. Just go to the podcast you just listened to, go to the YouTube video version of it, like it, post a comment if you want, all that fun stuff. Okay. Also, don't forget that every week, the day before we record, I put up a post of what movie we're talking about. Well, I'm letting you guys know now we're talking about Alien. So if you have, we want your thoughts on the movies we talk about so we can share them in our videos. We want to hear from you guys. And again, Patreon will be started in the next 2 months. I'm guaranteeing it. All right? Guaranteeing it.
Dude, I got an idea for something we can do. We've already talked about it. We won't do it right now. God, he's just down in that shit.
So good. Let's talk about some of our. So, like I said, our numbers between our first year and our second year were vastly different. We were a growing show trying to figure out what the fuck we were like. How were we supposed to do this thing? How does this podcasting work? So our numbers were very minuscule. Like I said, 800 downloads from May to December of 2021, and then in 2022, between January and now, 8.1 thousand downloads. So drastically improving, and hopefully we can double it in 2023.
That'd be sweet.
And again, we're only a little over 100 downloads away from 9,000 downloads. So tell your friends. But let's talk about the top 10 most downloaded episodes of this year. At number 10 was an episode that we have already mentioned because it had a guest on it, and that was Boomer and Gabby from Podcasts in the Woods. Our 10th most downloaded episode of the year was episode 79, Predator.
Can I say this though?
Yeah.
That was my favorite one we did this year.
So much.
Just as far as like the recording, the whole thing. No offense to anybody else.
Dan literally just went, fuck all you. Everybody else was here. No.
I'm calling it out. No, just the whole process was a blast, and I loved it.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. A lot of just talking about sweaty men, the possibility of homoerotic scenes and stuff like that. It was great. It was a great
time. Off trees.
They were fun.
Bananas.
Oh, no.
They were fun to talk to.
Oh,
They really were fun to talk to.
Yes, great podcast. Make sure you go listen to Podcasts in the Woods. They cover like it's a horror podcast. They are fantastic. Gabby,
horror podcast.
Gabby and Boomer are hilarious.
Oh, it's bananas.
Why did you two, Dan? They're gonna ban this. They're just gonna flag this video.
It's for bananas. They don't know. That's not inappropriate. It's the universal sign for bananas, and this is for chicken nuggets.
Our 9th, coming in at number 9, I should just say that, was our 60th episode where we talked about Terminator 2 Judgment Day back in July. I had a blast talking about the entire Terminator franchise, even if some of the movies aren't good. It was, again, it's one of those things where even, going through a franchise, like, to be honest, Alien is going to be I feel like it's going to be very similar to how Terminator was, where you start off with 2 very strong movies and then it slowly just declines. But I'm excited for it. I'm excited to really dive into those movies. I haven't seen Alien 3 and Resurrection probably since I was a kid. And I think as a kid, I enjoyed them because it was just more Alien movies. And I was I think that's most kids. Like, you're just like, oh, you don't care about the quality of the dialogue or stuff like that. You're just like, Alien, killing people. Yay!
Like, Xenomorphs.
And to be honest, I haven't seen Prometheus in a bit, but I remember liking Prometheus when I saw it in theaters. I was like, that was different. If you ignore the fact that it's in part of the Alien franchise, but also has probably one of the funniest scenes in cinematic history. But we'll talk about that when we get to that movie. You'll figure it out. It's hilarious.
We watched it not long ago. I'm trying to think, but carry on. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah. And then you have Covenant, that just was Ridley Scott doing something different, and it was a mess. But I'm very excited to talk about them all, and it's going to be a good time, especially starting off with my personal favorite, which I know a lot of people will say Aliens is the best, but I personally think Alien is better than Aliens. Not by a lot, not by a lot, but I enjoy the horror aspect of it more than the guns blazing version. What they should have did with Terminator Genisys was focus on Emily Clark and Arnold instead of having Jai Courtney just shows up. Like, hey guys, and you're like, oh,
can I be part of this too?
Aliens. Always
Aliens is great. I mean, Aliens is great. I'm not
is a
down.
Movie.
Yeah, I'm not saying Aliens is bad. It's not. It's fantastic. James Cameron is the master of sequels.
I just can't say Aliens without thinking of the guy from
Mad About You?
No!
He's such an asshole.
No.
He's in that movie though. But
yeah, he is.
Not the movie. The guy from
the
guy that always says Aliens, the meme guy. The
guy with the crazy hair. We've talked about him in an episode before. I don't remember. Oh, it was Men in Black, I think.
I can't say Aliens without thinking of him.
Well, it's for me. We'll talk about it in the actual episode. But Alien compared to Aliens is a phenomenal movie. But Alien it's tone. It's the tone. It's the pacing. It's the isolation. It's the darkness. It's the desolation. That's what's great about the movie for me. That is in a nutshell. That is what I love about that movie. It feels like it's supposed to, like a low budget, like it's not low budget, but it feels like one of those 70s movies where it just has that surreal look to it, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre has that kind of surreal look to it. Or I mean, I don't know. I can't describe it the best, but you know what I'm talking about. Something about it. It looks realistic, even though it's clearly not.
The haunted house in space thing is amazing. Couldn't agree more.
I love it.
That's why I love.
Hey, you should watch the movie that you should watch the movie that inspired Alien.
Is that Ridley? Was that what was the hell was it called? Was it the one with like the killer like beach ball?
No. It was a different movie. I don't know about the killer beach ball, but that sounds phenomenal.
It was made by the guy who wrote Alien.
No, but there's a different movie it's literally Alien. The premise of the original Alien, but it came out in the late 50s.
Okay.
It's 100% down to it, but that is like it's the movie. Yeah, I have it upstairs. The name blanked. I'll find it. Keep going.
Well, let's continue for our number 8 most downloaded episode of the year was episode 64, where we talked about the 1993 Super Mario Brothers with our good friend Dark Razard. The good thing about talking about movies that aren't well liked, I know that a lot of people, like when we were talking about Mario, like we had so many comments about that movie, about how much people love that movie, and I was like, where have you guys been? I feel like Super Mario Brothers always gets trashed, and yes, it's not a great movie, but it's a very entertaining movie, and yeah, it's a sloshy. It's a mess, but it's fun to watch. But it was so much fun to talk about it, and Dark came in with such knowledge of that movie, which was like mind blowing to me. I was like, damn, you know a lot about this movie, and I appreciate that very much. It was just loads of fun to talk about.
Oh, I will say this about that movie, in case you guys are curious. Was one of the few that I remember where I made a joke so crude he had to cut it out.
Yes.
And I remember the joke. I'm not gonna say it, but I remember the joke very specifically.
You know how Dan's brain works, where he remembers the bad joke.
Absolutely. Oh, by the way, one of the movies that inspired Alien was called It: The Terror from Beyond Space.
Okay.
From 1958. It was an hour and 9 minutes long.
Wonder if that's like the inspiration behind Stephen King's It. Because technically It in the book is a alien from like vast space.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. At number 7 was when we traveled back to 1997 to celebrate a little movie's 25th anniversary, and that was one of my personal favorites, probably top 10 for me, and that is Men in Black.
Yeah,
such a good movie.
Good one.
Oh man, what's not to love about the first Men in Black if you just leave it at that?
we're not hosting an intergalactic kegger.
Oh, so good.
Lord,
The one-liners, everything about that. The fact that I literally watched that movie for the review. I watched the director's commentary on that. It was the director commentary with Tommy Lee Jones, which was the funniest commentary I've ever listened to, because it was just Tommy Lee Jones talking like this, and then Barry Sonnenfeld just saying things that probably should have been cut out of the director's commentary. It's just like, oh, Barry, stop talking. At number 6, a little movie that we decided to talk about this movie because the year before it was our most watched episode of the podcast on our YouTube channel, and we invited someone who I think I had talking to this gentleman maybe once or twice on Twitter before, and I had literally posted about this movie, and he's like, I'll come on and talk about it. And for 3 hours we talked about Jurassic World Dominion, our 72nd episode with Darren Lundberg from Nostalgia Cast. What a fun time that was.
Fuck that movie.
That movie was I've watched that movie twice, and it just doesn't get any better. It just doesn't get any better. It's horrible. It's horrible.
I've seen it twice as well. I understand. I fucking bought it during Black Friday when it was on sale, just so I had the whole set. I bought it.
You're like, why? It's the only one I don't have, and I don't know if I'll ever own it. I just don't care.
And listen, it was $12 for a 4K on Black Friday at Walmart. I was like,
Dominion was $12 on 4K at Walmart? Wow.
Yeah, during Black Friday.
Damn. I would have snagged it for that.
Yeah.
Next
year it'll be like $10.
Did it have the director's cut?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No.
It'll probably be $10 off.
So we could bitch about like the 2 scenes they added, and like, why did they?
Doom starring Dwayne Johnson. I've seen that movie once, and I was good. But if we decide to do it on the show, sure. At number, what are we at? Was it 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5? Our 5th most downloaded episode of the year was episode 68, where we talked about the 2009 Orphan. And the reason we talked about Orphan was because the fact that Orphan First Kill came out, and we said, why not? And that was it was a good watch. It was a good talk, and clearly people liked it. So thank you very much.
It was a good movie, but it pissed me off, but it all came full circle at the end.
Yeah. And if you haven't seen Orphan First Kill, you need to see it, because to be honest, it's probably as good or maybe a little bit better than the original Orphan. I enjoyed it.
Watch that one too.
At number 4, another Terminator movie, but a Terminator movie I did not expect to be this high up, and that was episode 66, where we talked about the last Terminator movie, Terminator Dark Fate.
Oh, yeah.
People were loving. I think every Terminator episode that we did got over 100 downloads, which is just like wild. Like, all right, cool. I guess franchises are like, people love when we do the franchises, so that's why we're coming back to it, baby. That's why we're coming back.
That's what we're known for.
At number 3 was one of our live shows from June. I'm not even kidding. It was one of our live shows from June, and then we hadn't done a live stream until September or October. All right, side note before we talk about our final 2 most downloaded episodes of the year, Fiore asked, what is the most cringiest movie we've ever seen? Cringiest.
I'm trying to think of one that I couldn't finish. There was what I talked about. Like,
here's the thing. I have never watched.
We couldn't watch Fear and Loathing. We couldn't finish it.
But it's not really. Yeah.
We tried. It wasn't cringy though.
It wasn't
we
cringy.
Finished it.
I will say with certainty that I have never started a movie and stopped watching it because I didn't like it. I have always suffered through movies, even if I'm like, this isn't very good. I'm just one of those people who are just like,
I'll watch Mono's Hands of Fate.
Oh.
See how far you get into that one.
What is it?
Mono's Hands of Fate.
I don't know what that is.
That one was so bad that MST3K couldn't even come up with anything for it.
Make it funny.
They couldn't.
Sausage Party, to be honest, I've watched that whole thing, and I mean, it's not good. It is super fucking ridiculous. Oh, the Monsters. The Monsters was just, that was a rough watch, man. I was like, what are we doing here? Like, why is this feel like it was made with like 2 pennies rubbed together? Like it's just, it wasn't very good.
I don't know. I can't think of one. I'm sorry. That's a good question.
I will say the only movie I've ever walked out of was The Happening. And I just contradicted myself because, to be honest, I've never gone back and watched that whole movie.
There you go. We got one.
Me and my wife, we snuck into that movie because we were when that movie came. When did that movie come out? 2008. So I was 16, 17. So of course you have to be 18 to go see a rated R movie.
Oh.
So we snuck into that movie and walked out of it. It was worth it. No, yeah, The Happening is awful. It is one of the worst movies ever made, especially when I say that, it's one of those things where it's like that was a big budget movie because it was M. Night Shyamalan. Where if you look at like a lower budget movie that's not as good, I can't really compare the two because of the money that's put into both. That movie's just terrible. Like, there's literally a part where Mark Wahlberg talks to a plant. Like, he's literally like, "Please, Mr. Plant, don't kill us, Mr. Plant. I'm a teacher, but somehow I don't know how to read because I'm Mark Wahlberg."
Yes.
How am I a teacher in this movie? I don't know how to read. And you're like,
I want that on a shirt with us. Like, Mark Wahlberg, he doesn't even know how to read books.
It's just gonna be him looking at a book like with like googly eyes.
Please, oh my god.
And then I get sued because Mark Wahlberg's like, "You can't have my likeness on a shirt."
It's not your likeness. It's some fucking dude. It's your brother.
Grown Ups too. See, Grown Ups. Here's the thing about Adam Sandler movies. Most of them are cringe, but I think that's the whole purpose.
Yeah.
Like, they make them to be cringe. I just rewatched Big Daddy yesterday or the day before. It's probably the best Adam Sandler movie ever made. I don't care. I will state it now. I love that movie more than any Adam Sandler movie I've ever seen. And I love Happy Gilmore. I love Billy Madison. But Big Daddy it's typical Adam Sandler humor, but it also has like it's very emotional. Like, it really hits you. Yeah.
Listen,
sorry.
Grown Ups 2 could kiss my ass because Grown Ups 2 was the reason our theater didn't get the original Pacific Rim, which is a fucking masterpiece.
Oh, I can't wait to talk about that and fuck the sequel.
Kentucky.
Yeah, we had to go watch it in the theater in fucking Kentucky.
How far are you guys from Kentucky?
Well, no,
we were on vacation.
We were on vacation. We went up to
okay.
That's when I was not long after. It's probably a year, right after I started working at the theater, a little over a year.
Yeah,
because it was the following. Yeah,
Cassie was in Ukraine.
Yeah, we went up and stayed with him at his house because his wife was out of country, and we watched Pacific Rim. God, I fucking love that movie.
Pacific Rim is so good. Pacific Rim, the second Pacific Rim is not.
Nah.
So yeah, there you go. Hopefully that answered your question, viewer.
That was such a disappointment, though. Like, there was the original.
It was still fun to watch, like the Jaegers fighting the kaijus and stuff like that, but it just didn't have the same emotional impact that the first one did.
You know what I'm gonna compare it to? It's like when you watch, I don't know, any insert random television show, like movie. That if they take a movie and then they turn it into a kid's cartoon show. That's what that felt like. The movie's great. It's grand. You like it a lot. But you'll tolerate the cartoon show, but it's nowhere near the same quality.
Yeah.
I just don't like it. I'm sorry. It was too bright of a movie. I didn't like any of the characters. The Jaegers were pretty neat. I actually didn't care for the kaiju designs. They didn't have any really good dope-ass designs. And all the cinematography was lost. The fucking horror elements were lost. The atmosphere was lost.
I think you need to rewatch it.
I fucking love Pacific Rim. Is, in my opinion, one of the best modern kaiju films outside of Shin Godzilla. Shin Godzilla is the best Godzilla movie in 25 years.
One of my favorite podcasts,
I'll stand by
that I listen to, is covering Shin Godzilla this year, and I'm very excited about that.
Who is that? Can I ask?
Verbal Diorama. At least I think she's covering that movie because she just shared that she watched it. And then I know she's doing a kaiju month in later in the year.
I should message her.
So I really hope that they do she does Shin Godzilla. So her show is fantastic. She does the history of movies. It's not it's what we do at the beginning of the show, but she is thorough in every little there are probably the things that you heard about that you're like, I did not know that.
I retract my statement. That's too high quality for me.
It's fantastic.
I just be making weed, dick, and fart jokes. That's way too high.
I'm hoping we can get her on at some point, and when we have her on, I saved The Mummy for her because The Mummy from 1999 is her favorite movie, and so if we're gonna have her on the show, we have to talk about The Mummy.
Listen, I seen The Mummy 2 twice in theaters.
I saw the third Mummy in theaters because I was too young like no one took me to go see the first two, but I remember wearing those VHSs out.
They're so
those are
good.
Those are VHSs that I really hope I can get at some point. Those in the Jurassic Park movies, the first three. Because I had all those on VHS, and then of course like I lost my collection, and I've been trying to find like none of the places around me like have like VHS tapes. Like they're all trash, so hopefully one day I'll find the original 3 Jurassic Parks and then the 2 Mummy movies. Third Mummy movie was actually fun. It just wasn't anything remotely close to those first 2.
That is a movie. I bought the set on Blu-ray and we went through and watched them. Of course, the first one like scared the shit out of the kids, even though I fucking love that movie. We got to the third one, watched half of it, fell asleep, never finished it.
So the thing that really disappointed me was the fact that they aged up the kid like 20 years. Like he looked so much old. I was like, wait, how long? Like Brendan Fraser didn't age, but this kid is like 30. You're like, wait, what?
Right.
And then Rachel Weisz didn't come back to play Evie, which is very disappointing. Which I didn't mind. I don't dislike Maria Bello. I think she's a great actress. She just wasn't Evie. Like she just didn't. Yeah. It didn't work out. Pacific Rim, I'd watch way more than that unnecessary sequel. 100%. I mean, I like John Boyega and Charlie Day, but that sequel, I didn't like the fact. Spoiler: if you haven't seen the second Pacific Rim, Charlie Day's the bad guy, and it's dumb.
I hate it. It's so stupid. I love Charlie Day.
Yes,
I do. And the other. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just reacting to another comment. Continue.
Oh, the only. Oh shit. I was gonna say. Oh. We need to, as I know we've got other people who are kaiju fans. I think Dustin's a kaiju fan.
Yeah, he wants to talk about kaiju shit with you. Did you not see
please.
that?
Yes, I seen him talk about. But I want Del Toro to direct a Godzilla movie.
Oh, that would be great.
That man deserves it. He is such a fucking awesome kaiju fan. Let him direct a Godzilla movie. Make it happen. Fuck all these other people. Let him do it. Even though the guy that did. We talked about Krampus. What's his name?
Oh, Michael Dougherty.
Michael Dougherty, yeah. Because he did King of the Monsters.
Yeah, I need him, though, to go back to, like, Krampus-style movies, because I think that's his bread and butter, is doing things like Trick or Treat and Krampus. Like, as much as we enjoyed King of the Monsters, it's one of, like, a lot of other people don't. Like, it's, like, one of them. Yeah. For one, it's way too long. Mummy 3: Tomb of the Dragon Emperor is fun more. Yes, Jet Li and Michelle Yeoh is like she is in one of the greatest movies of 2022 with Everything Everywhere All at Once, which is a movie I want to talk about, even though it's going to be so hard to talk about. If you want to watch a really cool movie that covers that, really cool video that covers that movie, I just watched Cinema Sins cover it. I don't know if you guys have heard of Cinema Sins.
Yeah, I'm aware of them.
They just covered that movie, and it is one of the best videos covering that movie I've ever seen. It's so good. But yeah, Charlie Day is the villain in the second Pacific Rim. Garbage.
Yeah. Shit.
All right, let's get back to our list here. At number 2, again, there are 2 episodes on this that almost hit 3 hours long, and a lot of people will be like, well, longer form, like long episodes, a lot of people aren't going to watch. Our second most downloaded episode ever, to be honest, was our 52nd episode where we talked about the 2022 The Batman.
Man, so good, dude.
But guess what, guys? At number 1 was an episode that I was really like. It was so hard to figure out like what movie are we going to cover.
I know what it is.
And I reached out. I 100% had to have this person on the show to cover this episode because it was a special number. It's that number, that infamous number. And to be honest, I didn't know how well this episode was going to be because the subject matter and the way the movie is and how it didn't really age the best. And that is our 69th episode with our good friend Dark Razard, where we talked about the 1999 American Pie, which has over 100 more downloads than our second most downloaded episode. So people in 2022 loved our American Pie episode, and I appreciate you because that episode was a blast to talk about.
It was fun.
Yes.
Will I ever see American Pie again? Probably not. But the fact that
Probably not.
episode lives in my head, like I can go back and listen to that episode and just crack up because it's just so much fun to talk about. And you know, having Dark Razor on the show was a blast. He had 2 episodes on our top 10. So, and if you guys can hear, it's not, I don't know how loud it is for everybody, but the music that is playing over our stream is from the man himself, Dark Razor. So make sure to go to Spotify. It's all free music. You can use it in your streams if you're a streamer. Make sure to go do that. SM said, I agree, Dan. People complain not enough monster action. Then King of the Monster has monster action. No one sees it. Longer the better. I don't know if I can agree with that. I don't like long movies. Like, I'm just like, that's why I've been like hesitant to go see the new Avatar. Because like, I really want to see it because I think I'm going to like it because I did like the first Avatar. I really enjoyed like the visuals, and it's James Cameron. I can't deny the fact that James Cameron's a fucking genius, but it's 3 hours long. And like when I went to go see the Batman, which is almost 3 hours long, and when I went to go see Avengers Endgame, which is 3 hours long, and what else is 3? Was there another movie that was like 3 hours long that came out this year? I don't remember. But those movies just
there was one
were more interesting subject matters for me. Where like Avatar's like, I want to see it in theaters because of the visuals, but like I'm just like, that's 3 hours of my day. Like I could sit home and watch all the, like I've watched so many movies in the last week. Like I probably after this stream I gotta go up. I'm gonna finish the new Michael Bay movie we were talking about earlier, Ambulance. And I just watched Glass Onion last night, the new Knives Out movie, which is really good. But like I can like I love going to the movies, but my movie theater can suck an egg because they don't put anything good. It's all like the mainstream shit. Like I want to go see The Whale because I want to see Brendan Fraser because he's amazing. And that movie looks great, but it's a drama. So my theater's like, fuck dramas. They don't do shit for our theater. So fuck you. So I'd have to drive like 45 minutes to an hour to go see that movie. And I don't have that time. I have 3 children. I have a 1-year-old. No way I'm leaving my wife for 3 hours to go see, or 3-4 hours to go see a movie when I could just watch movies at my house.
Yep.
I'm going to say it there. Like, it's just how it is. It sucks. And to be honest, we might even branch off a little. We might not do as much fresh cuts this year just because of the fact of like I want to go to the theaters, but it was such a task to like make sure that we all went to go see the movie, or what movies were we going to cover. Like we're still going to do them because there are some big releases this year that hopefully all of our theaters will have that we can talk about. But like we were going to do Avatar 2. We're probably not. I just don't care. Like we might do it if we ever cover the 2 Avatar. If we ever cover the Avatar movies, then I'll go. Then we'll watch them. But the fact of being like, hey Dan and Angela, we got to go see Avatar 2, and it's like, it's just.
That's me 100%. Like
that's him.
When you said like I was just not even doing it, I was like inside. I was like, yes, dude. I like don't want to see that fucking movie.
Screen.
I do not want to see that movie.
I don't think I would be bored with it or fall asleep with it. It's trying to find that time. Because like for one, my son wants to go with me, my 11-year-old, and it's 3 hours long, and like I don't know if it's going to be a movie that's going to keep his attention for 3 hours. And I don't know. Maybe I'll go see it this week or whatever, just to go see it, just to say I went to see it, because I did see the first Avatar in theaters and I loved it. And it's James Cameron, so we're gonna be talking about James Cameron in a few weeks. So
we're going to see a cool movie in little under 2 weeks.
That Shin Ultraman.
That's
gonna be at my theater too.
Yes,
you're putting it in my theater.
You probably will. I'm assuming you will.
I will have zero knowledge of what the hell is happening.
Okay, it's okay. You don't have to. You don't have to go see it. I'm just excited to do. The first time an Ultraman movie any Ultraman has ever, well, not any, but any Ultraman movie has ever got a widescreen release in the United States ever.
Yeah, because even the last one that we watched was
Let me go to my theater real quick. I'm gonna see what movies are coming to my theater while you guys talk.
We watched Ultra 8 Brothers, like.
Superior 8 Ultra Brothers. I bought but that's a great fucking movie, dude. It's so good.
Guys.
But like this is a franchise that just doesn't get covered in the United States. And me as a big kaiju fan, like I'm thinking the whole family. And Thursday's the dub, so nobody has to read subtitles. But go ahead.
Megan comes out on the 6th. Have you seen the trailer for this movie?
Yes.
About the android girl?
Sarah has been talking about
My
it.
daughter wants to see it.
I'm like, no ma'am. It's scary. You're not gonna like it.
PG-13.
She loves dolls though. And I'm like, you're gonna come down after we watch this movie and you are going to have nightmares. I said no.
I do want to see it. I don't know if we're gonna cover it, but you know, I definitely want to see it. So Shin Ultraman is gonna be at my theater on the 11th subbed and then on the 12th dubbed. Oh boy, we got to talk about the movie that comes out on January 13th, starring Gerard Butler, just called Plain. It's gonna be plain as fuck. That's what it's gonna be. So fuck you, it's garbage. We got some other animes that are coming out.
Animes?
That Time I Got. Oh, what the fuck that is. Oh my god. On the 26th, my theater is getting Left Behind, Rise of the Antichrist. Holy shit, with Kevin Sorbo. Holy
They're making a fucking movie about me?
Oh no, the first Left Behind had Kurt Cameron. He's a psychopath.
Yep.
Groundhog Day 30th anniversary presentation on the 2nd of February. 80 for Brady, about a bunch of old ladies who are really obsessed with Tom Brady. We're gonna go watch the Super Bowl that he played in against the Falcons. Yay. Knock at the Cabin comes out February 3rd.
That might be too scary for me.
Magic Mike's Last Dance comes out February 10th.
They're making another one?
Yep. Oh my god, my theater's getting Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Yes, dude! Pooh Bear, Winnie the Pooh Bear.
We gotta...
Ant-Man and the Wasp comes out on the 17th. Jesus Revolution Early Access comes out on the 22nd. And then the 24th, the best fucking movie of the year. I don't care. Cocaine Bear.
Yeah, baby. Okay, I'm so excited to see that. I don't know if our theater's gonna
god damn. I'm stoked. I'm stoked to see Winnie the Pooh because it's gonna probably be as bad. Terrible. It's probably gonna be terrible. But you know what? I'll take it in. I'll take in the schlockiness of it.
Oh, I fucking love it. Puss in Boots.
Grease, the 45th anniversary presentation on May 14th. National Lampoon's Vacation 40th anniversary on July 16th. It's a lot of anniversary. Scarface is celebrating its 40th anniversary this year. A Christmas Story is celebrating a 40th. That might have to be one that we talk about, even though I'm not the biggest Christmas Story fan. I did watch Christmas Story Christmas this past week, and I actually liked that one better than the original. I just have never been a fan of Christmas Story. I don't know what it is.
I don't really give a shit. Yeah. Nobody asked me why I wasn't an elf practice, so I could give two shits.
Dude, Cocaine Bear is gonna be fun, terrible. I mean, Elizabeth Banks is directing it. Pride of my hometown, and I mean, yeah, it's probably not gonna be great, but I think it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun time.
Fast sex, sweet.
It's gotta have something to do with family in the title.
Well, yeah, I
can't see it.
Dude, I can't wait to this porn spin-off of Fast X and call it Fast Sex. So it's all about premature ejaculation.
All right. Well, you guys have anything else you guys want to add before we end this puppy?
You know what, dude? I don't think so right now. Do you know of anything, dude?
No.
You guys keep being awesome.
Yes. Keep being awesome.
Thank you so much for all the support that you guys have given us throughout the year. This show only stays around because of you guys and the support you guys give to us, downloading episodes, sharing our episodes on any of the social medias. You know, I'm terrible at social media, so hopefully someday I'll be good, because I'm seeing all these accounts that have been on Twitter way longer than we have, or way shorter than we have, who have like 3 times the amount of followers, and I'm just like, what am I doing wrong? Everybody's got like 3,000 followers, and we're almost to 600, guys.
Well, I mean, look at me and our streaming stuff. I have 523 followers on our Twitter. Like, I just post
Social medias
stuff.
are annoying.
Follow people.
Fiore, I appreciate your support. And it's always good seeing you around other amazing podcasts. Like either I met you through Movie Dumpster or Hack the Movies, whatever one it was. But you're amazing. Everybody here is amazing. Thank you to all of the wonderful guests we've had over the year, and I'm so excited to bring you guys back on the show. And then of course we're going to be bringing in some new faces, and it's been a blast. This past year has been nothing but spectacular. There's nothing else. I feel like I'm just gonna keep rambling. You guys are awesome.
You will. Yep. Just keep going. Drink some more and just keep going. It's down it. It's just kidding. You got the cup to catch it. It's fine.
Yeah, we've met. Meeting. One of my things, being the person who controls the social medias for Dissect That Film. So if you want to get mad at anybody for anything that Dissect That Film says on Twitter, just yell at me, because I'm the one who controls it. They have nothing to do with it. We tag them in things.
I have my own Twitter.
Yeah. But meeting all of you amazing, meeting Dustin and the guys from Flicks and Friends, and meeting, Wyatt from Cinema Trips, and meeting the Quad Pro Quo, all the amazing people over there, and everybody that we've had on as a guest. You're all amazing, and your shows are amazing, and I love sharing your shows as much as I love sharing mine, because I want to make sure everybody's getting that love. Because in the podcasting game, we're not against each other. We got to help each other, which is the complete opposite of streaming Twitter, which is just everyone is just angry and against each other.
Yep.
I don't know why. It's why I don't do it anymore.
That's a fair reason not to. I just don't keep up with it.
I appreciate you and everybody. Or just remember, for anybody out there who has a podcast and you're kind of new, like we're getting close to year 3 of the show, which is just wild to think about. But if you're still early in your podcasting career, and numbers just don't seem right, or you're not seeing like those first day numbers, guys, our episodes always start off a little bit slow, and then they somehow over weeks and weeks they'll grow. We're still seeing people downloading episodes from before we were even Dissect That Film, like old ass Parker Chronicles episodes, which is just weird, because those episodes are fucking raw. There is no editing involved in those episodes. So just keep your head up, keep doing what you're doing. The thing about this show is we want to be different from other shows. We don't want to do the same things as everybody else. We literally are just 3, regular everyday people sitting down just talking about movies. We're not doing anything too fancy. We're just shooting the shit, and we talk about plots in the weirdest way possible. And it might not be perfect every time. It's never perfect, actually, but as long as we're having fun, that's the whole point. And as long as you guys are having fun listening to the show, that's all we care about. That's all we care about. Words are hard. I should drink more.
Yes, that'll sort it out.
But that'll make it easier.
Thank you, everybody, for all the support and love. Make sure to download. We need 100 downloads by tomorrow, guys. We love you.
Yeah, get on it.
9,000 downloads. We can do this. We can do this.
Dicks out for 9,000 downloads or equivalent, even if you don't have one. It's fine.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much.
I was including
Spineless Skills. Hello.
Hey,
hope you have a happy new year. Thank you, everybody. This is our last piece of content of 2022. We love you all. We hope to see you all, everybody, in 2023. It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll see y'all again next time. Bye, everybody.
Deuces. Damn it, right in the meat.